here you have the New York Times this week publishing an editorial warning against the incoming far-right Israeli government by Benjamin Netanyahu, saying it constituted a significant threat to the future of Israel. And you know why they're screaming these things?
The threat is that there might actually be an Israel.
There might be an Israel that actually celebrates their own roots in Torah, because part of this is the idea that they're ultra religious, and they're talking about the Netanyahu cabinet includes far right parties that are calling for, among other things, the expanding and legalizing of settlements, and also changing the status quo of the Temple Mount, where your temple stood, and an action that risks provoking a new round of Israeli and Arab violence. Well, by the way, if you know about the Israeli-Arab violence, it doesn't take much to get that faction going. You know, you can the wind can change on the Temple Mount.
So the New York Times is very, very concerned, because the New York Times loves Israel so much, like a baby that you're holding and cuddling, loves Israel, wants to see it grow up into, I don't know exactly what, but nothing like it is today.
Yeah.
But in any event, so the danger is this far-right coalition, and so you're describing the editorial is that it consists of people that are ultra-religious, which basically means people that are religious at all, that are actually so religious that they talk about it. In other words, when you put God in the center, and that's the definition of this horrible word that they're so concerned about, theocracy, that it's based on that it's a form of government that is centered on God consciousness, God's commands, God in the world. Well, that's actually what we are supposed to be. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean that we don't need an army and police and geopolitical and diplomatic relations and everything else that any country needs. But it means that the priority is the fact that there is a God in the world, and that is the hope, and that we are not haphazard. We are not flotsam and jetsam in the universe, and that's very disturbing to all the Antiochus-like powers that are still trying to usurp the control for themselves. And that's why the Greek invaders made Israel. That's the expression of our sages, based again on the mystery from the beginning of Genesis, when it says darkness hovered over the face of the deep, and the sages say that darkness is referring to the Greek exile. And the expression that our sages use when they talk about this period of time, which is referred to as the Greek exile, this period of that's covered by the Maccabean revolt and why they revolted, the actions that empire took against Israel by outlawing circumcision and Rosh Chodesh and Shabbat and Torah study. The sages say darkness on the face of the deep, because the Greek empire tried to darken the eyes of Israel, and that is a kind of like a giveaway to a whole deep understanding of what, on a spiritual level, what this is all about. And to be perfectly blunt and frank, and to use an overused expression, it's about a battle between the sons of light and the sons of darkness. That's really what it's all about. It's about the light of the Shekhinah in the world, or the darkness of human wisdom, which again the Greeks were noted for their beauty, for wisdom, for the beautification of the human body, for art, for philosophy, and on all of those disciplines were predicated on the notion that the world is on autopilot, that there is no creator, but that the ennoblement of man is the goal. That is the extent of it. It's the physical, it's the demonstratable, it's the tangible, whereas everything that the Jewish people represent in Torah is the very opposite. The real things in this world are intangible, that they cannot be seen, that they cannot be physically demonstrated, because they are matters of the spirit.